Erik Ten Hag will be packing his bags and fleeing the UK within 24 hours of the final whistle at Wembley this afternoon. So there will be no hanging around to either celebrate or lick his wounds after the meeting with Pep Guardiola's double chasing Manchester City.
Man United transfer news live. All the latest deals and rumours from Old Trafford. He has been surprisingly smiley and upbeat in the last few weeks, the Dutchman, as if a huge weight has been lifted off his shoulders. That weight of expectation that comes with being Manchester United manager. As he suspected for some time, that will be a burden for someone else to carry following the FA Cup final.
So the grey pallor has found a bit of colour, and it was as if he was enjoying the usual verbal jousting with the regular United press pack. Read more on MANUTD key appointment. Kieran McKenna feels he will replace Ten Hag with merry-go-round to follow Eurovision Play Our Bracket Challenge game for free ahead of this summer's Euros. When he was asked about sitting down to do a season's review with Sir Jim Ratcliffe after the final, he was most jovial of all.
Ten Hag said, "No, we already did that, and on Sunday I will go on holiday. I think I deserve it." He might as well have said, "I'm well out of this." There have never been any public assurances about his job from new part owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe since he bought his 27.
.7% share in the club and took over football operations. Most red in football. Hats off. Luton release 14 players, including long-serving star and ruthless squad cull. Take it as read. Man United will sack Erik Ten Hag after FA Cup final, even if they beat Man City. Ten Hag latest. Man United to sack manager after FA Cup final. Parch lined up as a replacement. Mo Salon most disliked player welcomes Salah to slap head club after shock. New look casino special. Best casino welcome offers. Ten Hag said, "It is not necessary, we will go for next season." Go where? Because he certainly is not going back to Carrington or Old Trafford. All 16 of Erik Ten Hag's Man United signings ranked. Ten Hag has just overseen United's worst league season in 34 years, having finished 8th in the Prem.
They also crashed out of the Champions League at the group stage. But he is in a third final in 15 months, with the chance of a second piece of silverware. If he lifts it, the Dutchman believes his tenure will be viewed very differently to how it currently is.
He said, "I think so, yes. That's the truth. We will be in a very different place if we win on Saturday, because we will be in Europe and we will have another trophy." But still, 3 finals in 2 seasons is very good, I would say, because this club when I entered it was not in a good state, absolutely not.
I think we improved a lot. Ten Hag's 5 worst defeats. Erik Ten Hag has suffered some heavy defeats during his tenure as Manchester United manager. (5) Copenhagen 4-3 Man United, November 2023. The damaging defeat saw the Red Devils dumped out of the Champions League.
(4) Man United 0-3 Bournemouth, December 2023. It was the first time the Cherries had ever won at Old Trafford with the players being booed off. (3) Brentford 4-0 Man United, August 2022. Perhaps a sign of things to come. In Ten Hag's second Premier League game, his side was dismantled by the Bees.
Crystal Palace 4-0 Man United, May 2024. The heavy defeat to the Eagles saw the Dutchman edge ever closer to the sack. 1. Liverpool 7-0 Man United, March 2023. Man United were embarrassed at the hands of their bitter rivals as they crumbled at Anfield, as it was the club's worst defeat in 92 years.
It was as if Ten Hag was trying to convince everyone that he had in fact done a good job, even if it was now over. The former Ajax chief explained, "This club is in a transition period, and we have progressed many players to high levels.
Some young players also came into the team and became internationals and will go to the Copa America and the Euros, which is very good. We want to improve the squad, we want to create a team for the future, but in the meantime we want to win trophies."
On Saturday, we have a big opportunity to win another trophy. A third final in 2 years, I would say, is not too bad. I am sure that many people forget this, absolutely. Sun Sports' verdict on Man United flop. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have a busy summer ahead to get Man Utd's squad in order for next season.
Below, Sun Sport gives its verdict on how they should deal with the Red Devils' flops this summer. Andre Onana, stay. After a dodgy start at Old Trafford, Onana has proven to be one of the more reliable members of the squad this season, despite being peppered with shots constantly.
Altay Bayındır, go. Reports in February suggested Bayındır was unhappy with his bit-part role at Man United amid interest from Turkish giants Galatasaray. If profit can be made on a sale, then it should be done. Tom Heaton, stay. Veteran goalkeeper Heaton, 38, is a reliable backup and is on a relatively small wage at the club.
So long as he is happy, it makes sense to keep him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, go. Wan-Bissaka, 26, has never managed to make the right back position his own. With his contract up in 2025, it makes sense to cash in now. Diogo Dalot, stay. Dalot, 26, has been one of Man Utd's most consistent performers this season.
Raphael Varane, go. If it wasn't for his injury record, there would be a strong shout to keep Varane, but costs need to be cut to allow the squad to be freshened up. Harry Maguire, go. Maguire has showed he has the right character to be at Man United, but overall ability and desired profile are another matter, with Maguire too slow to play in a high-line defense.
Lisandro Martinez, stay. Martinez, 26, is second to none in terms of build-up play. He needs a long-term defensive partner on the right side and to cut out the injuries which have plagued him this season.
Johnny Evans, go. Veteran campaigner Evans could easily be on the stay list if he was only going to be a bit-part player. but he has shown his advanced years at times this season. Victor Lindelof, go. Lindelof, 29, has been reliable if not unremarkable in his Man United career.
He has 1 year left on his contract, so should be moved on if a decent transfer fee can be got for him. Willy Kambwala, stay. He should be given the opportunity to mature for a few years behind a senior CB pairing before stepping into the first team as a starter or being moved on.
Luke Shaw, go. One of the Premier League's best left-backs when fit, Shaw has been a good servant when available. But alas, that has been his Achilles heel once again this season. Terrell Malaysia, stay. Malaysia, 24, was decent enough to earn some merit in his first season at Man United before injury ended his season and inadvertently led to his second season being a write-off.
Sofiane Amrabat, go. Amrabat, 27, looked like a world beater at the Qatar World Cup with Morocco. But H has had an underwhelming season in England and his loan spell will almost certainly not be made permanent.
Casemiro, go. An alarming physical decline has seen him turn from key star to burden. If a club is willing to buy the 32-year-old, who has 2 more years on his contract, then United should snatch their hand off.
Christian Eriksen, go. Eriksen proved a useful asset and Ineos should look to bring in another player with similar traits, but frankly his legs have looked gone towards the end of this season. Kobbie Mainoo, stay. The first of the so-called untouchables, Mainoo has been a rare glimmer of hope in the Red Devils' midfield this season.
Mason Mount, stay. Mount can be given the benefit of the doubt until summer 2025 at least after a debut season riddled with injury. Scott McTominay, stay. McTominay, 27, has proven himself to be a brilliant plan B off the bench this season, and that is exactly why Ineos should look to keep him.
Bruno Fernandes, stay. Man Utd's best player since his arrival just over 4 years ago, Fernandes, 29, remains second to none when it comes to creating chances while his tenacity boosts those around him. Antony, go. There's a case to argue that Antony may be the worst pound-for-pound signing in Premier League history.
Despite some memorable moments, he simply isn't Man United quality. Anthony Martial, go. Ultimately Martial needs to be let go when his deal runs out this summer after an appalling injury record of late. Marcus Rashford, stay. As easy as it would be to say Rashford should leave the club this summer, it is difficult to look at the market and find many available players capable of scoring 30 goals a season.
Alejandro Garnacho, stay. Another third of the Untouchables trio, Garnacho has made the right wing his own since coming into it. H is a raw talent but has shown he has the quality to improve. Rasmus Højlund, stay. A slow burner in his first Man United season, the 21-year-old has often been starved of supply, which has led to him being unable to get the goals his movement and unselfish play often merits.
Amad Diallo, stay. In the fleeting moments he has been on the pitch for Man United this season, Diallo has looked dangerous and exciting. He should be given a chance to flourish with some proper chances in the first team across a whole season.
It is clear that one of the main things Ten Hag had been looking into with Ratcliffe is why his squad have been so badly depleted with injuries. He said, "When you consider all the injuries we've had, it's a horrible season for us.
If they can solve that problem and strengthen their squad in the summer, he believes that whoever is United boss will have them back in the top 4. He thinks he would have been there again himself had the injury room not been so full.
He said, "We can definitely compete for the top 4, but the competition of the Premier League means there are many teams in this moment that battle for the top 4, but we are definitely in there. We would have been there this season if players had been available. Why Man United must win FA Cup? Erik Ten Hag says Manchester United must pay back their world-class fans with an FA Cup triumph after their awful league season," writes Tom Barkley.
United came 8th, which was their lowest ever finish, despite winning 2-0 on the final day at Brighton. They also came away from a miserable campaign with a negative goal difference, but still can win a trophy when they take on Manchester City in next week's cup final.
The away fans roared themselves hoarse just as they have done all term despite the poor results. Boss Ten Hag said, "We have the best fans in the world and I mean this. I have never had this experience when you have a season like us, which is by far not good enough, that the supporters are with us.
They are with us in the bad season and in bad times they are there. I think also they know why the bad times are there. But we have to pay them back and we have to do everything to give them a trophy next week, but also for the future, we have to perform better."
United won thanks to late goals from Diogo Dalot and Rasmus Højlund. But for the second game running, Højlund began the match on the bench as United opted for a false 9, in a hint over how United will set up in the cup final. That was how they played in March's 3-1 defeat to City at the Etihad in the League, too.
Ten Hag added, "It's a luxury problem. Both formations can be a success because we can set up like we did at the Etihad where we were a threat with movement in behind. But of course with Rasmus Højlund in this form it's absolutely a consideration and a thought that we have to consider.
You need not only 11 players in a tough final but a bench as well." Højlund's tally now stands at 16 goals in his maiden season after the 21-year-old arrived from Atalanta for £72 million last summer. Reflecting on the Danes' campaign, Ten Hag observed, "It could always be better, but don't forget he had 3 injuries this season.
He came in with the injury, missed the start, then he got injured before winter and then he got injured after winter. So every time that broke his rhythm, and if you then shoot 16 goals for the first season, it's okay.
And it's not over, we have to play the FA Cup final. That is the biggest thing that has to change. The players are, over the course of the season, available. Although the magic of the cup seems to stretch to the United treatment room. There were 11 out injured for the 4-0 Premier League defeat at Crystal Palace on May 6, yet only 3 of them will be unavailable for this final against rivals City.
Is that a bunch of players running through a brick wall for their boss? Is it really just a coincidence? Ten Hag said, "It will definitely motivate players to play in a cup final, and all the players are desperate for it. The demands in this game will be high, and you have to play to your highest levels. You have to be fit, mentally, physically, to play a part and to contribute in this game."
The players all know this, and they are experienced. They have dealt more often with these occasions in finals, so the more games you would have played, the better the chance you will play a good game on Saturday, but if not, then you still have a good opportunity. Because it's a final, the adrenaline, the occasion, it will drive you. Ten Hag says he has already had messages of good luck from Ratcliffe and his right-hand man Sir Dave Brailsford.
He said, "Of course. We are together. Since January they have been part of this club and they want us to win trophies. The next message, though, will be bon voyage. He is a good man, Ten Hag, who did a good job at United.
Read more son T.S.F. horror tragedy as child dies after falling from upper floor flat. Cops launch probe Welsh cake. Love Island sign up gorgeous Welsh model for new series. An ex-Islander is a fan. He has been hung out to dry with the lack of public backing since Ratcliffe arrived. You never thought a manager would be best off out of Old Trafford. But that is how it feels right now.
SUNSPORTS transfer news. LIVESTAY in the know this summer with the Suns transfer experts. Bayern Munich line up sensational transfer for Jack Grealish to team up with Harry Kane under ex-Man City star Vincent Kompany. Aston Villa are reportedly close to resigning Ross Barkley on a permanent basis.
Arsenal want to sign a new striker before their pre-season tour. Follow our live transfer blog for all the latest deals, gossip and exclusives.